Sup, epic gamers. So today, we're not playing Minecraft, but we're watching Minecraft being played on this gaming channel. Peak YouTube. Peak YouTube! Epically? Epically. Alright, gamers, so, let's start, I guess. I reached for my mouse, but I can't use my mouse this video. Because we're not gaming. And he joins the world. Move on his part. As he joins the world, he finally realizes that his anvil is about to break. Now, this may or may not come to be a problem later. So, he sets out to find a village, because he still don't have one, after all this time. And he switches some stuff around in his inventory. What will he do next? And he heads out to find the village. First, of course, checking his coordinates, IRL. Now he does a pro move. Changes camera angles. As he heads out, he made sure he had the right coordinates written down. He jumps into oblivion. And he switches back camera angles. This man is straight. Insane. Tower of rectangle. And he does a very strategic move of running. Even more strategic move. He's going for the wood. That's right, I heard he's going for the wood to make a boat. You cannot blame me if commentary Minecraft video idea is bad. It was a comment. It was a suggestion from one of you. So if you say it's bad, that's your fault. This video might only be 10 minutes. But it's at least 30 minutes of work for me. At the least. He places the crafting table to initiate making a boat. Now, here in Java Edition, making a boat isn't stupidly convoluted. You don't have to add ores yourself. As he looks for the village, he gets distracted by a pumpkin. His boat got shot by an arrow. And so he keeps running forward to avoid getting shot once more. He keeps his coordinates up in case he dies. A very strategic move on his part. This man's ain't no hardcore player. You know what I'm saying, homies? Do you? Do you really? Because I don't think you do. He sees the pumpkin sitting around. The world struggles to load in. At his sheer speed, he finds the ocean, which, believe it or not, epic gamers and homies, might be useful later. He finds some cows to straight up murder. It's always useful to have more books. And he strategically murders the first cow by hitting it too many times in the beginning. And he collects the first cow's loot. As he looks for a second cow, straight up murder. That was a very clean murder, as he does not actually have any sheep to breed. He leaves the sheep he finds alone. As he ventures into the unknown, he notices that he's found a swamp. And it's not a small one either. He thinks of finding a slime, but little does he know, he'll find something much greater. A shipwreck, or at least what he believed was a shipwreck. But in all reality, was actually something much greater. He found a ruined portal, which is pretty good. So he gets his crafting table out to make doors to make it down to the ruined portal. He thinks to himself that he should have brought a bed. And he's right. he's in direct Husk territory, and it'd be, at least to say, inconvenient to lose his stuff now. He even brought an enchantment book on accident. So, he decides to wait out the night by building himself a small hut. He sits and waits out the night. And so GameSnake woke up and found a plethora of goodies. 2 gold blocks, a mending gold axe, a curse of vanishing golden chestplate, a projectile protection 1 pair of pants, which, if you ask me, sounds pretty dang epic, you know, but he had forgotten to grab a bed before he left. So now he is going back to the island to straight up murder some sheep. He shears this sheep, gets 2 wool, and he'll shear the next and get exactly 1 wool. I said 1 wool. I need your 2 wool. He heads back to his palace to regroup and resupply. He makes a bed so he can sleep the next night. Now he sets off once more to find a village. What's this, he says. He thinks. He rolls his boat along the shore, hoping to find a village somewhere soon. Yet there's still no village in sight of even the plains biome. So he heads back out to strategically look for more village. He eats a potato strategically to regain health. Strategically rowing the boat. GameSnake says to himself, this looks like a buried treasure, if I have ever seen one. But he says it is too deep. So he will keep on going in his epic gamer boat. He finds that the island has a curve. He keeps searching and searching and hopes to find a village on seashore. He says, what's this? A magma block pool. Don't mind if I avoid that. The player thinks this is beautiful. That he's just riding a boat in search of more people. As it turns out, he did forget his... But as it turns out, he did forget his coal in the thing. So he has to grind out some more coal. This might be his time-lapse world, but this feels like one of his slowest videos to date. That is some really cool scenery, he thinks out loud. As he searches for more villages, he also searches for more places to loot. Because you can always use more loot. He thinks to himself, a desert would also be pretty cool. Not these stupid, stinky little forests. All he wants is a desert or a simple village to call home for the night. He sees what is potentially... Yes, he sees it. A ruin. But it is almost surrounded by husk. Will he make it out alive? He gets some much-needed oxygen as he blocks them from coming in. He grabs a sea lantern while he's there, because he thinks, I don't know, man, seems pretty cool. He places a torch so it isn't so dang dark. He sneakingly empties a spot in his inventory for the door so he can survive. But alas, the sticks filled it. He survived, but only barely. He should have brought more doors. But what's good is that there's an island very close. He does end up thinking to himself once again, why didn't he bring more doors? They're literally essential. He needs doors to survive under the water. But his only answer to himself is that he is stupid. He makes a chest so he can dump some of his more useless items at the moment out. Then he makes more doors, in an epic and orderly fashion. Now he searches for the spot where he landed his boat, so he can go back in the water. Find the den of the husk that wronged him. There it is, he thinks to himself. My place of possible demise. He lures them away from their habitat, sneakingly pulling out a weapon all the time. The frame rate is low, he says. The lag is real. Is this too many entities for his trashy PC to handle? Ooh, he kills another husk. And another one, securing his victory. As he heads towards their treasure, he places a door in anticipation of what's to come. Then he strategically places another door, making a double doorway for himself. Then, in a calm and orderly fashion, he fashions himself a hole without any water. Two husks sneakingly snuck up on him, and now he has to fight them both off single-handedly. And another husk enters from the right and the left. He is now fighting 4 husks all at once in their territory. Make that 5 husk. He's just lucky none of them has spawned with tridents, or he'd already be dead. He needs to place a bet here so that if he dies, he can respawn safely. And he goes off to fight them. His mortal enemy, the Drowned. One of the most annoying mobs in the entire game. They fight you in hordes, being only stronger than a zombie. But their numbers is their advantage. They can take you out faster than you can take them out. He has finally done it. Made his tunnel into the underground. A fishing rod with Curse of Vanishing for all that work is not a treasure that is worth it. Safe to say. That was a lot of effort for very little payoff. This is what you call a false treasure. If there's another treasure around it, however, it may have been worth it. But there's still tower number 2 to consider. Man, there are a lot of husks. And we have light. In the dark. And we finally have a lure fishing rod. Not the luckiest thing in the world. But it's pretty useful, as it is night. Games think could actually have to sleep here. But little did he know, there were 2 skeletons already. 4 skeletons! Game Snake might just have to find somewhere else to sleep. That is too many, dog. My mouth. His mouse wasn't picking up traction for a little bit. As he's finally killed the last skeleton, he can sleep. As that was unfortunate, but nearly expected, to be honest. He finally heads back home. Good night, gamers.